Hello everyone and welcome to the Houston Real Estate Talk with Stone and Fields. Today I'm here with my friends of You've Got Maids of Central Houston, Moy and Raul. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to our office.
Thank you so much. This is great. I love coming and visiting my friends and talking about your business and so on. So let's get started. Why don't you tell me a little bit about You've Got Maids?
Well, again, welcome for coming to our office, and thank you very much for this opportunity. You've Got Maids of Central Houston started about 2.5 years ago. We're a residential and commercial cleaning company, and what that means is that we offer cleaning services, one-times, move-in, move-outs, make-readies, and recurring services. There's no house that's too small, and so far there hasn't been an office that's been too big for us.
Wonderful.
Yes,
wonderful.
and we also do residential and commercial. Yes.
That's great. So tell me a little bit about your staff. How many people you have working with you and where we are located? Tell everybody where we are.
Yes, we are located right in the middle of the Heights on Shepherd and 14th Street. We currently have about 5 teams, and we have the working team of 2 or 3, depends on the size of the house. But it's a total of about 14 employees.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Cleaning staff and office staff. So
Okay.
we do have 3 office staff full-time, and we're running between 11 to 12 maids. And we're growing. We're really looking to hire more maids.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more specific about the cleaning services and the systems that the company offers.
Well, what we like to do is a top to bottom cleaning. And what that means is that we want to start at the top of your ceilings and work our way down. So that means dusting the crown molding, dusting the air registers, dusting the
Ceiling fans.
dusting the light fixtures. Then they move down to the windows, window sills, window treatments, furnishings, baseboards. Floors are the very last thing we do. And we train them specifically to do that way because that way it knocks the dust down as they work, and we train them consistently so that even if a maid doesn't show up one day and her replacement's there, they're always consistently trained. It's a consistent product and a consistent cleaning.
Right. So You Got Made is a franchise. And so You Got Maids has their own maid university. And the maid has to go through a training program. It's about 6 months. It's about 5 modules. And they have to take a greeting test and then do some training on site with a team leader and a management. So once they pass all that, and you can see it in our hallway, they have certifications, and so they're ready to go. And it also will work for them in any other opportunity that they have outside You Got Maids.
Right, and part of that is the consistency. It's a professional clean. It's not they go over here once area, start cleaning, then leave, go somewhere else, and then they forget everything in the middle. So we want them to work in pairs and basically work as a team from top to bottom. So it's very consistent. You'll hear me say that a lot.
That's really good. Consistency, it's important in
It's
everything
important.
that you do.
We really, we like doing one-time cleans, move in, move outs, but consistency has allowed us to grow to over 120 some odd houses.
We don't want to say that number.
I understand.
So the maids, we always will have a team leader at the job, and she's the supervisor as well as somebody that's going to do inspection. And we have a checklist, so they have to sign each items that they clean on the house. And this is what we sell to our customer. They have for each cleaning, they have a checklist and what is consistent about. So what are we talking about? Being consistent. Yep. So that has to match what we're selling to what we're delivering.
Makes total sense. Wonderful.
Yes.
And how, well, everything has changed since March, right? All the businesses, the way we do business, the way we conduct our lives in general. How do you think and how do you see that your business has changed since March?
Well, there's a lot of
Yes.
changes. Everyone's going through a lot of changes.
Yes.
Initially, just with all of the media reports and a lot of misinformation out there, we probably lost about 60% of our business overnight, which, a lot of places lost 100% of their businesses overnight, which is sort of contrary to what you would think, because we're a home cleaning company, so you want your home clean.
Sanitize.
Right.
And sanitize. Well, that's part of the clean when
Yes.
you say that. It's changed our operations in terms of how the maids come in, what they do beforehand. We already had sanitary methodologies and procedures to go through. We had to step it up, though, just to ensure, one, our staff is safe, and two, our households that we're cleaning are safe. We can go over it. It's sort of boring.
Yes,
but
no.
a lot of people-
I think that people want to know what's different these days and how can they feel safe about calling, a company that they don't know anything about, right?
Yes.
Sure. So
Let's
Or
regroup.
let's start from the beginning, I
Yes.
guess. The maids come in typically at about 7 a.m. in the morning. We've started staggering them since we don't want all 12 of them here at the same time.
At the same time.
So they'll come in about 15-minute intervals. They come in, they have to wear their mask. Once they're wearing their mask, before they come in, I take a temperature on them. As long as their thermal temperature reads all right, then they're allowed to come in. They start grabbing their equipment, which is sanitized daily, and then they go load up their cars. The cars are sanitized, and then they're off and running. Part of the reason why,
Yeah. No, I want to say that in they wear the glove, the booties in the house, the mask. They sanitize in between houses their equipment and their cars, the maid mobiles, and then they bring one bag with microfiber cloth, which we have some sample here that. We use different colors so we don't cross-contaminate the house.
It's really good.
And basically, whatever is brought for one house doesn't get used at a secondary house.
Right. And we use different bags for, so we don't bring all the equipment and bags to the one house. So they're like house one, house two, house
They're
three, house-
assigned.
Yes.
They're
Separately.
assigned, if they're ever run short, they contact the office, and then the office goes and delivers new, fresh microfiber cloths.
Right.
So far, we haven't had that issue. But besides wearing the PPE, the mask, booties, and gloves, I think the biggest issue has been these products, which pre-March, pre-COVID, they are eco-pet child-friendly, which in the Heights and throughout Houston, everybody wants eco-pet child-friendly. Comes March 15th, it changed. Now
Yeah.
everything is, does it kill the COVID virus?
Right, right.
These have the added benefit of being able to kill the COVID virus. I basically believe that because of these products that we use, not one of our staff has come down with the COVID virus.
Yes.
I think they're using it daily,
Mm-hmm.
and they have been fine. But again, we still make the protective measures of making sure they're wearing all their PPE.
Yes.
We're checking their temperature. Someone calls in sick or they've been exposed, then we have them sit out, take a test, and then we don't allow them to come back until they have the evidence
results.
that they have negative.
And we're also very proactive, also calling our customer when we call to confirm the appointments. We ask them, have you been in contact with somebody with coronavirus? Have you feeling sick? Because we don't want our maids to get sick.
We don't want either party because
Yeah.
it's sort of like what's happened. It's a multiplication. We have had 3 maids tested, and all 3 came back negative. And like I said, I think that's a tribute to the procedures that we've been using plus the products.
Right. That's very interesting. And tell me, when customers call you either for let's talk about commercial real estate, right? When you have businesses and they call you, do they ask you about these processes, or they just, in general, they just want somebody to come in and clean and they don't ask about the products?
Some do,
Yeah.
some do, some don't. It's just like everything else. There's not. I mean, we had customers. We dropped to 60%, but the 40% that stayed with us, they weren't really concerned about it. were of the mindset they wanted their house cleaned and sanitized. They knew about the products that we were using. They didn't want to stop the service. There were a few people that were in a let's say an age target, and older couples, or may have had pre-existing conditions. They're the ones that pretty much put a check on it. But what we've seen is since late April, early May, most of the customers have been coming back recurring.
Yeah.
Okay.
So well, we have also offered a customer that he was a commercial customer and he wanted to give us a certification so he can display it in his office that the office was disinfected and sanitized. So our office manager here prepared a certificate and he was able to display it.
Right.
So his staff feel comfortable
That's
that
great.
they're clean.
Right.
I mean, we can't be liable for everything that they're doing outside, but we did what we were supposed to do during that time period.
Right.
Which was sanitizing the office
Right.
space.
So, what would you say is the difference between residential and commercial when you have these these different clients, right?
Some of the biggest challenges are with residential, at least now, with the stay-at-home orders.
Right.
We've been working around families, pets, the whole deal.
Homeschooling.
And schooling.
Yeah.
So that is part of the reason why I think some customers put their service on pause. Office, it depends on the office commercial that we're doing, because some of it has to be after 5, which is a whole different group of staff that we have some that are willing to do that, but we don't have the staffing yet to do daily after 6 cleaning.
Got it.
Yes.
That's the biggest difference. Most of the commercial that we're cleaning currently, we're able to provide service before 12 o'clock on a daily basis.
Or
Okay.
after 6 sometime.
Yeah, and occasionally.
Yeah. But what we're asking nowadays to the customer, like yesterday I was selling a service, we've been asking the customer to please social distance with the maids. So if we're cleaning in this area, please move to the next, the bathroom, the kitchen, whatever. So we're not
we're just,
Makes
they're,
sense.
they're, work,
Makes
they're
sense.
working around each other, and like I said, it makes it a little more challenging, a little more time consuming. The extra precautionary steps we're doing makes it a little more time consuming. So where average we were doing 3 to 4 houses, maybe we're doing 2 to 3 houses, and it also depends on the size,
Right.
et cetera.
Right. But it's the responsible thing to do. So I
Yeah.
appreciate
Yes,
that.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
And we want to assure our customer and consumer that they are safe
Right.
with our products, and we have taken all the necessary precautions to
Right.
be safe.
That's great. How many times a week do you estimate or do you recommend business owners or residents to clean and hire your services? Ideally,
Yeah.
what is that ideal number?
Ideally,
Weekly,
Yes.
weekly.
Once a week, twice a week?
Right now, it's the same. I do most of the in-home estimates. We're training staff to do that as well. The issue is that everyone is different, and their homes and businesses are different. Some people think the house is immaculate. It's not. Some people think the house is not immaculate, and it is.
Right.
So it's really a personal preference. I would say that, for instance, every 2 weeks should be about the minimum.
Okay.
And most of our customers are every 2 weeks.
Okay.
It just depends, because every house, like I said, everyone's lifestyle is different.
Sure.
Some people have a lot of people coming and going.
Yeah, the high traffic.
today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we recommend that for the high traffic areas to the owners
Yeah.
to go ahead and clean, like the door knobs, the
Yes.
Yeah, and it's
The rails
it's almost literally a tolerance level, what people prefer or not
Yes.
prefer.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, I definitely would say 2 weeks is probably the best spot.
So in this office, every morning after all the staff leave for work, we clean. We sanitize
We're basically
the
where
door,
we're sitting.
the doorknobs, the chairs, the kitchen area, countertop, and that's our routine for our office.
Right. That's excellent. And you mentioned about products, and for those that only hire you once a week or every 2 weeks, what can you recommend, or what advice would you give the homeowners or business owners to keep a safe environment for their employees or their household members?
What I would recommend is if you can find Clorox wipes.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Any type of wipes,
yes.
use those.
Or,
Yes.
or our
Are those products
Yeah.
available for the general public, or it's only through you
It's
guys?
only
It's
through
only
us.
through us.
Yes.
It's a product that we purchased through Ecolab, and
but we can sell it here
Okay.
in the office.
So if somebody wants, can call you and they can order.
right, and we've
Correct.
done that for a few folks that didn't want to get out and they didn't want maids going in. They're scared, and we basically gave them a bottle of sanitizer so that they can use.
Right.
Basically, I mean,
because you spray it,
Mm-hmm.
you wait about 2-3 minutes, and then you
And
can
wipe
wipe
it
it down.
I mean, it's basically common sense is what I always recommend. Don't put yourself in bad situations. Wash your hands.
Right.
Clean the areas that
Use your mask.
Use your mask when you're going outside. But definitely the high touch point areas, your knobs, your refrigerator, your doorknobs, just wipe those down.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Constantly. It's
Yes.
a mindset. It's
Mhm.
a habit that you have to create now
Right.
in this new norm.
Correct. Anything you want people to know, business owners and residents, that you want them to know that they probably don't think about it, and it's just simple, a simple thing to do other than calling you.
Yeah. Yes.
Other than going, "You've got
Yes.
So
of
I
course.
would say like you said, calling us like bars. They're closed now, unfortunately,
Yes.
for the business owners. But now is a good time to call us, and so let us go
That's true.
and clean and help them out. We have
Right.
a couple bars here in the Heights area. Even though they're closed, they're still using us because they want to keep the level
of sanitation up, and no one knows when they're going to be allowed to be open again. So instead of fighting the rush, they're just on a rotation.
Yeah.
basis.
Okay.
And we are essential business.
Yes.
So we are here to help, business owner, because as a business owner, we know what they're going through, and it's not fun. Trust
Absolutely.
me.
It's so true. You mentioned bars, and when we talked about commercial real estate, I thought business offices, but you mentioned bars, so it could be any business, restaurants, bars.
We have a gym, Pilates.
We
¿Cómo se dice?
we've cleaned Pilates gyms.
Pilates
a
gyms,
couple of
yeah.
bars, a couple of
The-
auto garages.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That were
Wow.
more like man caves
Mhm.
that they want done. We
A
cleaned
clinic,
attorney's office, a clinic. I mean, there's
dental clinic,
Medical. Yes.
medical.
Great.
real estate
Yes.
offices.
Yes.
Because the realtors are out. They're
Yes.
not coming back in as often.
Right.
But they want us to come in and just do a job on it before they come back in.
Right. And we're always visiting other homes and other
Exactly.
businesses, so it definitely makes total
Yes.
sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of everything that we do, and we basically hand out hand sanitizers to our staff and just to our customers. Just use it. Use soap and water first, but use that hand sanitizer whenever afterwards.
Okay,
At
that's good
least.
to know. Good to know. Wonderful.
Yes.
So, thank you so much. This was very, very informative, and I appreciate your time. I think we all learned a lot, and I hope that people that are watching this podcast and listening to us will give you a call. What's your phone number, and how can they contact You've Got Maids of Central Houston?
713-505-1613, and our website is www.you'vegotmaids.com.
Wonderful.
It's a lot.
It's
Yes.
a lot.
Just
We'll
Google You've
include
Got
it.
Maids
Yes.
in Houston.
Absolutely.
Well, there are two
Yes.
other You've Got Maids
Locations,
Of
yes.
Houston.
of Houston,
Yes.
but okay, well, we have there's one.
One of our franchise partners is in Katy, and
Okay.
the other one's in Sugar Land.
Wonderful.
But we're the largest.
Mhm.
We're probably I think we're in the top 5
Yes.
of over 70 franchises
Wow.
nationally. So
That's
we're-
excellent.
Our staff works very hard. We're very proud of them.
Yes.
And you serve all of Houston.
we serve basically within the
Inside the Beltway 8.
inside the Beltway is our primary target,
Mm-hmm.
but we've cleaned in Galveston, we've cleaned in the Woodlands, we've cleaned elsewhere.
Spring, Montgomery. Yes.
Like I said, there's not a job that's too small. If we can service it, then we'll do so. If it's something that's reoccurring and it's far away, we'll let them know, this is who I think y'all should use, just because we want to keep our consistent good product, our good ratings,
Yes.
the way they are. And if we can't provide the service, it's
Yes.
a customer service based
Yes.
business.
Right.
If we don't keep the customers happy, they're not going to use us. So.
And we have excellent review.
we've worked
Our
really hard
customers are organic, so we're very proud of that.
That's wonderful. Congratulations,
Thank you.
guys. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch. Thank you again.
All right,
You have a
thank
good
you.
one. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Houston Real Estate Talk with Stone and
Thank
Fields.
you.